unleash hell.
I'm gonna make the assumption that Hollywood kind of forgot what genuine filmmaking is. Sisu, Road to Revenge is simply a banger of a sequel, but the defenders who waste time on all the mainstream garbage will probably say something like, it's just mindless action. You fucking dumbasses. While the original movie definitely had meaning beyond just action, the sequel takes the personal stuff further to the case you really get invested, and that's not only because of the obvious revenge theme. Keep in mind, Aatami Korpi, a Finnish army commander turned gold prospector, is completely mute, as he was in the first movie, and while that may be to add a cool factor, it'd be naive to just pass it off as that. Played again by Jorma Tommila. I don't want to go too far beyond basic synopsis, but the deal is his family was brutally killed in a way that really is horrific, and the man responsible, Igor Dragunov, Stephen Lang, is sent to clean up the mess, aka Korpi, aka the man who refuses to die.
I'm dead.
That's the base narrative. If you saw the first movie and the trailer, you mostly know how it's gonna go down. But while Dragunov isn't really more than generic, easy-to-dislike antagonist, with a bit of humor thrown in, you can't pass off Korpi as the lead, who kills a lot of Russians. He does do that, it's creative, unrealistic, and a lot of fun, but he's also the epitome of a real deep protagonist, portrayed in a minimalistic way. We see this when he laments about his dead family. I won't get into what he's looking at. It's an early scene, but the performance here alone makes you automatically care. As if you're paying attention, not just going on about how things look. We'll do that soon, but so many people look right past this. It's honestly sad how easily that's done. Yeah, he's impossible to kill, no matter what happens. You know who's on the losing end. You'd be better off as a fantasy series on Netflix.
I'm fucked.
But the way his eyes look, his intense hatred for Dragunov, various scenes that showcase this, and do a great job at it, if you don't see how amazing of a lead he is, you're probably not paying attention. I guess I can see why, it's by no means the initial selling point of these movies, but if you really go in just for the action, just to see an unstoppable force of nature raise the body count, you'll definitely be satisfied, but if you look past the layers, the emotion behind it, it's kind of just the same movie. We'll get back to that. I want to bring up his main goal because it's relevant to what I've been saying. It's not to reclaim anything stolen, it's not even initially to get revenge. The title is partially a lie. No, it's simply to pack up the wood that was formerly his home into a big truck and rebuild somewhere safe. That doesn't stay the only objective, obviously, but in the end, it never stops being relevant. It adds to the insurmountable odds, which normally isn't a thing for this individual, but when you think about what it means, the wood being all he has left, you start to see why it's not just unsurmountable odds. It's even stated that it's all that's left of his legacy, so you don't need to look too deep to see what they're getting at. The expectation is the wood will inevitably be lost, at least it was my expectation. I won't say how that goes. It's good to have something like this in the movie, something that has meaning. We care how it turns out, because the rest, we know how that turns out. I mean, there is the adorable pet poodle, my favorite character. I notice he seems to actually care about it in this. The first movie paid it absolutely no mind. But unlike anything else, it really is a joke in most ways. The original movie trailer outright said it's not gonna die. And let's face it, that's the way it should be. It's a line I wouldn't cross. Without that poodle, it's an immediate walkout. Some of these details are subtle, some are right in your face. It depends how much the viewer wants to get out of it, but the defining factor that makes it not Hollywood is knowing what it is. You watch the trailer, you know what's gonna happen, there's no getting around that. I pretty much knew how every scene was ending, but when it's done this good and there's no in-your-face attempt to be something it isn't, I could stick up half the movie posters this year would fit nicely, you tend not to care. The action scenes that heavily rely on practical effects are spectacular. There is some CGI, but it's limited, so you really get the full effect. And the numerous things that get thrown at Korpi have you thinking, oh well, why the hell not? I don't know if I'd say a step up from the original, but it's not a copy and paste job either. All kinds of unique kills brought on by our very intuitive lead. You can't just call it plot armor, he doesn't miss much. When you really break it all down, you can't deny the similarities. Even the ending is very similar. If you watch both movies, you'll definitely see what I mean. And Dragunov as a ruthless Soviet officer is fine, but I could do with either movie's villain. That's not a step up, I definitely want to see him get his comeuppance, but given what he's done, it'd be hard not to. It's a satisfying conclusion, no doubt, as was the first movie, so the question comes down to, how big of an issue is this? The action, brutality, practical effects give the casual viewer what they came to see. I would have maybe liked it a bit bigger in scale, but given how, again, big the last movie went, it's understandable if they can't outdo that. It's about the feeling you get from this, the connection to the lead, that takes it from a good non-Hollywood action movie to something truly amazing. I don't think anyone's gonna walk out unsatisfied. What you get is blatantly advertised as what you get, but I really hope they don't pass it off as just that, as despite reviews in the 90s, a lot of them don't dive into why it's so satisfying. There's talk of a third installment. I'm excited. It goes to show how great these movies are, but if we get that, they have to add a few things, or at least change something up. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the music. The score is again really well done, rather it be slow and operatic, or suited for intense scenes. The sequel may have a slight sense of been there, done that, but when the whole package is this good, I can easily look past it. It's no bullshit, nothing but what you came to see, it knows exactly what it is, and goes a bit beyond that. It's a movie I wouldn't miss.
I think this just might be my masterpiece.
It may not be too big on logic, but what is? So let me know what you thought about Sisu Road to Revenge down in the comments. Remember to like the video, consider subscribing, share it if you can, and don't forget to hit the bell to get notified. They probably won't be recommended. I'm the analyst, and remember kids, affectionate, playful, stunning to look at, the poodle really is the best breed.